Hola Mzansi! Welcome to a fresh new season of Tuned In SA. I'm your host, Vic Podell, loudest white boy on African soil.
And of course, I'm Trini Singh. Now we know you guys have eagerly been anticipating our return. Trust me when I say, definitely worth the wait.
For sure, you can expect a lot of this.
And a whole lot of that.
Somewhere in between, we will showcase a little bit of kind of weird rides.
Yep, what we've got planned for you is definitely out of this world.
Without a shadow of a doubt, let's not waste any more time, Miss Trini. Let's check what's coming up right about now.
In today's episode, we meet up with a VW fan who's completely changed the look of his car.
We take a look at our top 5 finalists for the Tuned In SA Makeover competition.
And Leon goes for an exhilarating ride in the Subaru.
That Subaru has got a little something about it. If you see that Scooby coming down the road, make sure you take a moment to appreciate the sweet sound.
Well, before we get there, we got to check out Cloney's Polo 6 that he's kitted out top to bottom, inside and outside.
So we're cruising through the streets of the East Rand area code today. I'm rocking a little Polo. It is a very little uniquely built and customized ride. This air ride is just super smooth and comfortable. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are arriving at our destination, and I'm about to introduce to you the man who's put this car together. From an idea in his cabeza to the reality that I'm busy driving as we speak. And I'm chilling with my boy Cloney with his super fresh Polo.
Yeah, machi.
First question out the box, tell us why the Polo platform?
I fell in love with this car in 2014. I saw some dude there was passing by my car, driving this Polo, original Polo, with the sunroof was open, you know that feeling, man. You know that feeling, man. And so I said, one day, I must have one of these.
So where did the journey start for you on this car, and what was the very first modification you did? And also what model it is, because it looks all fresh, but we actually don't even know what model it is.
It's a 2015 model. Yeah, I bought it as a stock. Then I started with the rim, Then when time goes by, I said, no, this car is a bit high, Then I went for coilover. Yeah, because then I wasn't affording enough, I said, coilover can do. Why not?
I hear
but
you,
when
man.
we arrived on the show, this thing of jegging, always jegging, is draining. I said, no, let me make a plan. Then I saved some money for air suspension. Yeah, but everything here was done at the same time.
We understand exactly why Philip had to save up for suspension, because it costed a heavy 35,000 Rand.
You won a prize at a local car show that happened about 3 weeks ago. Tell us a little bit about that and how that made you feel.
I won the best interior and somebody vouch that I can use any custom ride. Yeah, and so yeah.
And what do you think set your interior apart from the rest of the cars that were competing at that show that day?
I think the whole thing, man, as you can see, the color is bright.
Grabs your attention straight out the bat.
All the way.
The leather seats, the red color, and disco lights in Philip's car are the reason why he won Best Interior. I mean, he did spend 11,000 rands on just the interior.
So like with every, uniform, some things just look better with a cap. Tell us a little bit about that cap.
That cap, makes my car, it looks unique, firstly. Secondly, I'm a family man, I don't have a choice. My boot is full there.
Full of sound.
Full of sound, yeah.
Philip's Super Sound Field boots with an original radio, two 12-inch subs and two sub-overs costed him a good 11,000 rands, which means he forked out a very heavy 105,000 rand in total to get the car to where it is today.
The next big show that the viewers can watch this car being represented, what's it going to be?
Definitely, it have to be BM versus VW.
BM versus VW.
Yeah,
You think you're going to win best of show?
Hopefully, yes. Why not?
Confidence is
Why
brewing.
not?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the kind of quality rides that are rolling through the streets of South Africa, whether the neighborhoods, ikasis or highways. We're repping hard out here.
Well, I can definitely see why Shoni won Best Interior. That red leather, oof, everything.
Well, I can't wait to hook up with the man next year at VW Camp Fest. Why? Because I know his car is going to be popping up on that stage.
And speaking of spotting cars, we always get tagged by our viewers, of cool rides in and around Mzansi. And this week, we're going to check out our car spotter.
Our very first spotter goes to Tapelo Jeffrey Mashaba with the Smirk CLA AMG that he spotted on the streets of Jersey. Some of the tweaks made to the Smirk include the black lining and super cool looking rims. And did you know that the CLA 45 AMG can cross the 0 to 100 kilometers per hour mark in just 4.6 seconds? Great one, Tapelo.
Trini girl, I gotta say that car was kinda cool. If you spot something fresh looking all that in a bag of chips, hit us up, tag us and let us know what you think is cool about that ride.
Sounds pretty simple, guys. So start tagging. And in the meantime, here's what's coming up next. Welcome back to Tuned In SA. Now, every season, one lucky viewer gets the chance to win a complete car makeover. This season, we received thousands of entries, and we managed to shortlist it down to our top 5. Let's meet them, shall we?
Every season here at Tuned In SA, we call out to you, our viewers, to send us pics of your rides in a chance to win a full car makeover. Now this year, we had a lot of good-looking entries, but after searching and searching, we finally chose our top 5. Let's check them out. First, we have Christu, who has a 2002 Mercedes-Benz C200. Let's go meet him.
Hi, my name is Christo, and I want to show you my 2002 model Mercedes-Benz C200. I especially love the power of the C200 motor. Let me show you the interior of the vehicle. What I would like done to this car is basically bigger wheels, maybe a body kit. So this is me and my Mercedes-Benz. I really hope we're the lucky ones to be chosen. Thank you.
Christo's car is well on its way to reaching that classic status, and his wish list seems like a pretty reasonable request. Good luck and congratulations for being a finalist. Our second finalist has named his car Paulina. We'd like to imagine that perhaps it's because it's a Polo and maybe a Polo short for Paulina? Perhaps not. But let's meet Foley and his car Paulina.
This is Paulina, a 2012 Polo Comfort Liner. What I love about this car, it is fast, and the gearbox is mwah. I would like new mags, obviously. Hopefully, a body kit. Thanks Ignition for giving me a ring.
Paulina is still in mint condition and still in its original factory OEM settings. Foley would like a little bit more power, a little bit more oomph under the trunk, new wheels and some banging bassful sound. Good luck to you, my brother. Next up we have Kishore, who owns his very own classic MK1 Ford Escort that he is proudly rebuilding himself.
This is my Mark 1 Escort and I'd love to do a makeover on this car. I'd like to do the suspension over. I'd like to go big on the turbo, better injectors, bigger injectors, re-dyno, change the mirrors, change the color, probably coil over suspension, also redo the whole interior and just keep the legacy of the Ford Escort going. And I hope to pass this car to my daughter one day and she can keep it in the family as a legacy and hopefully pass it on one day.
You can see that Kishore is a true petrol head. He's very invested in this car and wants to pass it on to his daughter. Good luck, Kishore. Corrupt Lonnie has a 2018 VW Up that looks pretty much stock standard, and I'm sure you'd like to add on a few little upgrades just to swagger it up.
Everything is factory. I've added my stickers. I've added my little sticker, Corrupted Lani. That's what everyone calls me. It's how I'm known by, Corrupted Lani. I'm a big sound person, but as you can see, no sound at the moment. Yeah. What I would like done to the car is a decent set of rims, air suspension, huge sound system, leather seats. Yeah, just to make the car stand out from the rest. So yeah, if you choose me, it would be one of the nicest ups on the road.
Now this would be an interesting car to modify. Lani's wish list includes, of course, much bigger wheels, some leather seats and a banging sound system. All of that would definitely make the car and you stand out, my brother. Newland has an original BMW Hummer E30 box shape, which is a cult classic in and around Mzansi and a modifier's dream. Elon might be too shy to talk about his own car, but his car is anything but shy. Perhaps some performance mods, a turbo is a must on a car like this, and most definitely would give some life to this car in its entirety. Plus, a Kusheshe would be a pretty interesting build, don't you think? So to sum it up, we have Crystal with his C200, Foley and his baby Paulina, Kishore with his classic MK1, Bradley and the VW Up, Newland with his Kusheshe. Congratulations on being chosen, Owens, and good luck to all. So I gotta give it up. Any one of those rides would be super cool to do a build on, customize and personalize. It's right about this time though that the finalists start crossing their fingers, saying their prayers and hoping for the best. Because next week we shall be announcing the winner of the car makeover competition. Either way, it's gonna be an insane build.
And actually, speaking of insane, all around the world, we're seeing some pretty crazy car builds. And this season, we decided we'd check out some trains outside of Mzansi. Let's take a look.
This fully functioning hot tub on wheels gives a whole new meaning to the term carpool. Duncan Forrester and Phil Wacker came up with the idea in 1996 using a Malibu as the prototype. Eventually, they switched to using a 69 Cadillac DeVille. This ride has been tested for heating, filtering, and pumping water, as well as redesigning the suspension to account for added weight. The carpool can still reach maximum speeds of 80 kilometers per hour even when it's full of water. When asked about the car, Forrester claims that you haven't really lived until you sit in a hot tub and watch the world roll away.
So I gotta give it up. That was a pretty funkylicious ride. Trini girl, what's the craziest car you've ever seen?
Well, I've actually seen a car completely covered in AstroTurf.
Yeah, ne? Going green.
But enough about that. Here's what we have to look forward to up next.
Welcome back to Tuned In SA. As you very well know, here at Tuned In SA, we like to showcase modified cars. And my boy Leon Bosman, all the way at Kaapstad, is about to show you a special modified performance ride.
In a motorsport dominated by easy lefts, hard rights, blind jumps and massive crests, so many have done battle over the years. Today we look at one specific brand that has a massive cult following all over the world, and probably the finest tuned example in South Africa. So this is what we're working with today, a 2007 WRX STI. This thing is fully worked from the top down, suspension, wheels, engine, it's all been done. So let me take you through a few key features on this amazing machine. So up front we got a 255, 35, 18 inch, and this is a Toyo 888R, really great tire, nice and sticky. Brake setup, you're looking at EBC GD series with yellow stuff just to make sure it stops. It's still running the original Brembo calipers, but when they do go to track use, they've got bigger brakes just to beef it up that extra little bit. And these wheels, this is an original set of Rays or otherwise Volk Racing TE37s. Not a replica, this is the real deal. So the exterior of the STI has been left dead stock, and let's be honest, why would you want to change it? It comes with all the good bits from the factory. Massive wing, bonnet scoop, flared arches. This thing looks spectacular. The only addition has been a couple of Perrin fins on the back spoiler, just to make sure everything is 100% symmetrical. So the suspension on this STI has been completely redone. Starting off with the BC Racing coilovers, fully adjustable dampening, ride height and rebound. You're looking at a Casco solid engine and gearbox mount, and then everything from the white line catalogue has been chucked in at this. Polyurethane bushings, anti-lift kit and anti-sway bars. And just to make sure you've got the optimal feel, just like a race car, it's been corner balanced properly. So you know you've got a properly neutral feel and you know exactly what the car's doing no matter what surface you're on. So this STI has seen a plethora of performance upgrades, and one of the most obvious ones is the front mount cooler. Now with the STIs and the Subarus in particular, they come out with a standard top mount cooler which is a lot smaller and not as efficient. So a really great upgrade over the standard setup is a front mount cooler, which makes all the difference. The list of engine modifications for this Subaru is absolutely insane. I don't even know where to begin, but we're going to give it a shot.
At the heart of this STI, you'll find an AIG Stage 2 fully forged short block from USA, Manley valve springs and retainers, AMS Performance intercooler, Koyo-Rad radiator, Deutschwerks 1300cc fuel injectors, a Walbro 440-litre fuel pump, a Link G4 Plus standalone ECU system, an HKS EV6 boost controller, a massive ATP GTX 3076 Gen 2 turbo. And all of this, the final figures at 1.6 bar boost, is 330 kilowatts and 600 Newton meters of torque.
This thing is awesome. Absolute track weapon. I mean, you just want to carve up canyons with this thing all day long. Beautifully balanced, great power delivery. The suspension on this car is so well tweaked. I mean, the polyurethane bushings, the coilovers, everything is just working in perfect unison. But this thing puts such a massive smile on your face. Just listen to that. Wow! I mean, I feel like I'm in a Monte Carlo rally curving through the mountains and Tommy Mackinnon's gonna pop up right in front of me. This thing's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And the tires keeping us firmly planted down. There's a Toyo 888Rs, great when they start warming up. And on these roads, I must admit, it's been really, really good on getting grip down. And the four-wheel drive is working so hard to keep all this power together. So running up this pass, the G-force on this thing is unbelievable. I mean, this is literally a street legal track car. Normally on the four-wheel drives, you would feel that you got that little bit of understeer coming through. But because they bumped up the power on this car, you can really feel the rotation and everything underneath you. It just makes such perfect sense. And then keeping you planted, the rubber on here, Toyo 888Rs, you just can't go wrong. I just can't get over this thing's power delivery. It's so raw. It's got that little bit of a spool up time down low, but if you keep it in the revs, you're keeping it just over 4,000 RPM. She's in boost and she's ready to let loose. So for me, this is a little bit of a bittersweet reunion because when I was a kid growing up, you know, I think back to the old Max Power UK magazine days and going to the paperweight to go and see what the latest car was or what the latest trends was. I'm talking like 94, 95. I remember taking one of these magazines to school and showing the guys, and I'd never forget, there was an old GT8 Subaru in there, and everybody was like, what's that? You know, I mean, never seen one of these on the road. My dad's BMW is faster, my dad's Merc is faster. And, you know, I always had a soft spot for the WRX, and through all the incarnations, you know, there's always been the one. There's been the STI, and they've kept it true to form. And that's why I'm just enjoying this car so much. The four-wheel drive, the turbocharger, and the power. Woohoo!
In a world filled with double clutch automatic gearboxes and fuel efficient grocery getters, it's always good to know that there's still some of these great tuned cars out there, enough to stir the soul and keep your petrol head dreams alive.
Well, Vic, I have to say, the sound of that engine, truly something special. And is it true that the Subaru STI is one of the most modified boxer motors in the world?
Absolutely yes. Why? Because Subaru is a JDM cult classic. And if you drive a Scooby 2.5 STI boxer motor, you know there's only one way to drive it, and that is to drive it hard.
Now we have one more treat before we leave. You guys are always asking us tons of tuning questions. This season, we decided we'd hit the streets and find out just what you want to know.
My name is Charlie and I want to know, how do I lower my car and keep a smooth ride?
You can put coilovers. It will lower your vehicle. You can get different levels on your coilovers, which will give you your ride. Smooth ride, not so much. But if you want a smooth ride, you can do airs. Air suspension, however, if it's performance vehicles, one still needs to take cognizance of the fact that there's modification done. Modification equals a bit less speed, especially around the bends. And this is where the problem occurs. When you have your BMWs, your E30s that they souped up, the engines, etc. You have your Golf Rs, Audis, and so forth, your S-lines. And we put air suspension. We always advise the clients that your car, yes, you can speed, but you still need to take cognizance of the fact that there's airs in it, it's bags, it can pop. But it gives an added extra feature. What is that? It is anti-theft. When your car is aired out, as they speak, when it drops to its lowest, the low life level, then nobody can steal your car. We can't even push it, it locks automatically. So you have an added extra feature that you didn't bargain for.
Just like that, we've delivered a full half-an-hour show in which I hope you've enjoyed every single minute of it. Why? Because this is Tuned In SA.
Until next week, we're gonna love and leave you.
Coming up next week, Vic drives one of the most modded up Lambos on the streets of Jersey. Leon takes to the track in this Porsche RSR. And we meet one of the car makeover finalists.